Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Today in my kitchen, it's Mother's Day weekend, and I'm gonna make a happy day cake. And I'm gonna show you that from start to finish. What I've done so far is I have taken a 13 by 9 inch baking dish and just sprayed it with some cooking spray. And we'll put that to the side. Now in this bowl, I'm gonna sift 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 2.5 cups. I love this recipe because honestly, it's real close to a pound cake, which is my favorite, but it's not quite as dense as a pound cake. It's just a little different consistency. A dear, beloved woman in our church years ago gave this recipe to my mama, and she made it. It's good if you want to ice it, chocolate icing, you know, cream cheese icing, whatever. I'm gonna put strawberries over mine that have the syrup already on them because I put sugar on them. They're in season here now. And then I'm gonna put Cool Whip over the top. And that's what we're gonna have on Mother's Day for our Mother's Day cookout. Okay, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, let me put that to the side. And along with this, I'm gonna put in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. One, 2, 3. And you know what? I need to turn my oven on. Let me do that as soon as I add this salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and I'll move that. And I'm gonna turn my oven on to 325 degrees. So that can be getting ready. Okay, let me put this to the side. All right, I'm gonna sift the dry ingredients and I'm gonna follow the instructions here. Baking is one of those things I love to do. It's really where I found my love for cooking, was when I was a teenager wanting to bake with my mom in the kitchen, and I love to bake. But with baking, you gotta be precise, especially when it comes to the salt and the baking powder and the flour, so it doesn't run all over in your oven. Been there, done that too. Okay, so we've got that sifted. Let me put this to the side. And what we're gonna do is we are going to start mixing this cake. The directions say sift the flour, flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt. And I did not sift the sugar, so I'm gonna add the sugar in. And that's 2 cups of sugar. Okay, now I'm gonna pour this into our mixer. Get all of it in there. I'm gonna pull this closer to me so I can mix. And it says to add the butter, which is 1 stick of butter plus 1 tablespoon. And I'll post a picture of the recipe on my Facebook page. 1 stick of butter plus 1 tablespoon, okay? And then we're gonna put in 3/4 cup of milk. I have 1 cup measured out. I'm gonna put 3/4 of this in, roundabout. I'm gonna let this churn a little bit, slowly. Okay, and then it says, let's see, add the milk and let it beat for 2 minutes. Let me get that down. Okay, so 2 minutes. While that's beating for 2 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and crack my eggs. You're gonna need 3 eggs. No shells in the eggs. And get everything reorganized here. And we'll stop this just for a second and push all the cake batter back down into the bottom so that it can continue to mix.
2 minutes is a long time when you're just waiting on it, y'all. I'm just saying.
Okay, that is looking pretty good. And it seems to be all incorporated. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in the eggs. And there's 3 eggs, and I just have large eggs. I'm gonna pour those in. And just let that mix in real good. I'm gonna push that down again. Always makes me think of that song, "Oh, happy day. What a happy, happy day to be baking a happy day cake." Okay, 3 eggs. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm using vanilla bean paste, but you don't have to use that. You can use vanilla extract. Let me stop that so it doesn't spew out all over me. 1 teaspoon. The rest of the milk, which is about 1/4 cup. And then we're gonna give this a whirl for about a minute. Let's see, let me make sure I got everything in there. Eggs, rest of milk, and vanilla extract. Okay, we're good to go. So for about a minute, we're gonna let this churn and mix in real good. While that's doing its magic, I'm gonna get my pan ready and tidy up a bit. Let me see how this looks. Let me give it one more push down and one more churn. One more churn, turn, burn, mix it up. Okay, I'm gonna get the rest of that batter off of here best I can. Take this off. Save this for licking. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, this is going into a 13 by 9 inch, and the recipe says to bake it for 20 to 25 minutes. You can do this in 2 like 9-inch round and then stack them pans. And with that, I would want to grease it and flour it, okay? But this is easier when you're transporting it to somewhere else because this thing has a lid on it. And I can put the lid on after I get my strawberries and my Cool Whip on there. And I will actually put them on tomorrow. So I don't want the cake to be so mushy. I don't want it to sit overnight like that with all the strawberry juice. But you don't have to do strawberries with it. You can do anything you want to with this cake recipe. It's just a good, happy day, basic cake recipe. Okay. Now I'm gonna watch this too, because everybody's oven bakes differently, and I will set my clock or my timer for 25 minutes and check it. And then I'm gonna take a toothpick and put it in the middle and make sure it's done. Happy day cake. I'll post a picture of the recipe. Definitely something to try. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Happy Mother's Day.